It happens nearly every day that people are coming across collections and they're selling them to non-trustworthy people that end up ripping them off for thousands of dollars. The last thing you want to do if you come across a collection of coins from a friend or a family member is take it to a pawn shop and get ripped off. I have nothing against pawn shops, but a lot of the time, they are a business and they're in it to make money. I'm fine with that as long as they're making a fair profit and not completely ripping people off. In this video, I'm going to show you a few things that you want to be looking out for on your coins to make sure you don't sell them for too cheap and get ripped off. I've been doing this for quite a long time now, and I'm constantly hearing stories about people finding a collection, going through it, not really knowing what they have, bringing it to a pawn shop, selling it for a few $100s, and then later realizing what they had could have been worth a lot more money than what they sold it for. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any videos I go over about rare coins and paper money. The videos on my channel could potentially save you thousands of dollars. So without any further ado, let's jump right into this video. Up first, we have a 1965 Lincoln cent coin struck on a silver dime planchet. Your average person may simply mistake this coin for the very common 1943 steel penny. The thing is, if you come across any penny and it looks like this, you could have something incredibly rare. This coin sold for almost $10,000. It sold for $9,987, and the main reason being is that it is an error penny. So really quickly, during the minting process, someone accidentally put a dime planchet, and by planchet I mean just a blank slate of metal that was intended for a dime, but accidentally a penny got struck on it. So we all know that a dime is smaller than a penny, so if you come across a penny that is not copper, it's not bronze, and it's smaller, it looks like this, and it's steel, and it's smaller than a normal penny, and it weighs differently, these are all red flags you want to be looking out for. Like, I just couldn't imagine someone bringing this to a pawn shop. Nothing against pawn shops, but a lot of the time those guys, they don't know exactly what they're looking at, and some of them just straight up want to take advantage of people and make as much money as possible. I'm sure there are some really good pawn shops out there that are reliable, but I recommend against it. I would say find at least 3 coin dealers or coin experts. If you come across something like this, show it to all 3 of them. If they all say the same thing, then they're probably telling the truth. Really quickly, I offer a service on my channel. You can cancel at any time, hit the join button, and you can send me photos. I'll tell you what your coins are worth, but you don't really have to do that. Just go to 3 reputable people, get their opinion before you just sell your coin off for a small amount of money, because this coin sold for almost $10,000 because it struck on the wrong type of planchet. So please keep your eyes peeled for any coins that you have that may look just like this one. To the normal eye, this may look like some sort of damage or something not completely normal here. Now, the first thing I see when I look at this coin is that someone may have tried to manipulate the coin to make it look like an error, but this coin was also authenticated by NGC. NGC is a third-party grading and authentication company. It's a good idea if you have something like this to send it off to them, because this coin right here sold for $28,750, and the biggest reason being is because this 1943 1-cent Lincoln penny was struck on a 1943 Mercury dime. That's right, this is a genuine factory error. There are people out there that have machinery, and they're manipulative types of people that will try to alter a coin to make it look like an error that's worth a lot of money, but in reality it's not. So long story short, if you come across anything that looks like this, you could have something that's worth a lot of money. Just you want to make sure that you get it authenticated and graded. You want to make sure that it's not just damage, because sometimes damage can look like this, but you can very clearly see that there is a Mercury dime impression on this coin, and that's why this coin sold for $28,750. One of my favorite Washington quarters right here. So if you look at the back of the coin, it looks like a normal Washington quarter. That's fine. And then when you flip the coin over to the front, you'll notice that it has no front. That's because it was double struck with 2 reverse dies. By reverse, it means the back of the coin, and this quarter, this one little quarter, sold for $41,975. So please, if you come across a quarter that has 2 faces or 2 reverses like this one, definitely consult an expert, do your research. Please do not get ripped off, because this coin sold for nearly $42,000. Here's a fun one. I just love all these coins. This is a 1999 1-cent Lincoln cent obverse die muled with a reverse Roosevelt dime. So you look at the front of the coin, you can see the edges are a bit worn down, and then when you flip it over, you see that there's a Roosevelt dime on the back, which is such a cool thing happening there. Now, you may not think this coin's worth not that much. It's worth maybe a few $100s because it's pretty decent looking, but this one was graded by PCGS, a mint state 66, and it sold for, get this guys, it sold for $138,000. That is so much money. I mean, imagine coming across a coin like this in a collection, or a friend gives it to you and says, hey, this looks weird, do you know anything about coins? You watch my channel, you know that a coin like this is worth a crazy amount of money. There are people out there that will try to scam and rip you off, so make sure you're doing your due diligence. Don't get scammed, don't get ripped off. Reach out to experts, do your research, do your homework, spend the time. It's worth it if you have something like this, because this coin, again, sold for $138,000. Again, pretty much the same thing, but this one was struck on a 2001 D Lincoln penny. I don't know exactly how these happen, just being honest. There's either two probabilities. Either one, it was intentionally done by a US Mint employee, or there was a freak accident that happened at the minting process, and this is a genuine error. Regardless of how it happened, it was authenticated by PCGS and graded at a mint state 66. So that third-party grading company is putting their name and money on the line to say, hey, this coin's legitimate. If for whatever reason this coin ever came back and it was fake, PCGS or NGC would eat that cost and say, hey, we messed up and we'll pay up. So that's a good reason why to get your coins graded and authenticated, because there's a money back guarantee that if they mess up, you're fully backed up by them. So this coin right here sold for $114,000. That's right, you heard me correctly, $1,114,000. So this is a pretty cool penny to look out for. So this penny here usually has a D mint mark around the date. The D mint mark stands for the Denver Mint. Now during the minting process, for whatever reason, these pennies did not get struck with a D mint mark. It's really challenging to find these coins with no D mint mark, but they are definitely out there. And if you come across a coin without that D mint mark from 1922, this coin right here sold for $35,973. Hit that subscribe button, it really does help out with the YouTube algorithm. Stay tuned for more, and I'll see you in the next video.